Terrifics number 9, Jeff Lemire writing and Jose Lewis on the art. So, this is picking up where we left last time with them being separated looking for Tom Strong's family. And basically, how do you say the wife's name? I wasn't sure how to pronounce it.
Delua?
Delua, yeah. It's a weird name.
That's how I would say it.
But she shows up in the T-Sphere ship and basically rescues everyone else. I actually really liked how this started with a really serious page where it was this intense, 4 panels of talking about whatever.
Darkness.
Yeah. And then it pulls out and it's Duck Dread or whatever his name is.
Dr. Dread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, not Dr. Dread. Duck. It was the Duck one.
He said Doctor.
Oh, no, he said Dr. Dread. Okay, fair enough.
Dr. Dread.
I thought he said Dr. Dread. No, we're on the Duck still, Matt.
Yeah.
So, no, Plastic Man's doing Sherlock Holmes, but the others are in the Aztec world, and again, they go save them. But the main interesting stuff here is, I guess this is just regular Gotham. I assumed it was like a different Gotham.
Me too.
Because it felt so different when we saw it last time. I think it was just the art more than anything.
Yeah.
But here we are, and they go to they fight Swamp Thing a little bit, and then Swamp Thing's like, oh yes, there was this other dude here, looked very suspicious. It's like, they don't look like him. Yes, that was the one. So they go off to Mr. Terrific's building in Gotham for research and investigation purposes.
Yep. The lab.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they obviously get attacked, and it's not really Dr. Dread. There's a bunch of robots. They come in, but then of course,
because that's
drones.
what. Yeah.
Because of course. And then Plastic Man and the team show up, and they're the cavalry, and everyone fights, and it's glorious. But Mr. Terrific's figured out who Dr. Dread is. So our final page is the reveal that I forgot his name now.
Java.
Thank you. I was thinking in my head lava. It's not lava. It's not lava.
No.
Java.
It's the one we've been saying for about 6 issues.
Yeah, because he's the only one who's been around to be Dr. Dread. There's no one else who could have
if it
been.
wasn't Stag, then it had to be.
Which is why I thought the next that goes what was a bit weird. I'm like,
I don't know. I'll take that as self-aware. I'll take that as just
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll take that as that. I mean, they could have swerved as it could have been Stag's daughter. That'd have been a hell of a swerve. Unsurprisingly, Terrifics is this solid, pulpy fun. I've been saying this every single issue for about a year now, or close to a year. But that's essentially what it is. I get fun pulpiness. The art's never been bad. The art in here's solid, even though it's a different artist again.
I do think actually some points there's a little too much crammed into like pages and panels on this issue. I felt a little bit almost claustrophobic.
I actually don't think there's any more panels than necessarily some. I mean, I know some of the earlier issues had that whole 4 panels per page thing that made it feel really like wide and spread.
Yeah, I think it's just this extra. Like I'm looking at that double page spread with all the dread bots. Like for example, it feels really cluttered, and I get you could probably say, oh, that's the effect. It's supposed to feel like there's a lot, but it kind of just feels a bit messy, even though technically, if I break it down and look at each individual bit, it's not.
I think it's just a case of this artist has put a lot more detail into the backgrounds, whereas I feel like the previous artists have kept it quite simple to go with the pulpiness of the book.
Yeah, they've been a little more stylized.
Yeah, and that's fair. But I think why it never stuck out to me so much though is because I feel like the characters themselves have the same kind of simple, pulpy, kind of bold, almost cartoony style.
Do you know why I think it sticks out to me a little more in this issue? Because the opening in Funnyland, which is what the Duck World's called, is so clean and just cartoony, right?
Yeah.
Even our characters feel kind of stripped down a little. But then we go back to the real world, and it's almost like it's jumping to hyper detail to show the contrast. And it's just a little bit much.
Yeah, that's fair. I thought the art's really good though overall. Like
it's good, yeah.
At no point I was going, oh god, we've changed again. It still felt enough in the style of the book to feel like an issue of the Terrifics. So I never felt bad in that sense. So no, cool. Obviously Eaglesham's off the book because he's off to do at least one issue of Shazam. Although I think I saw this week the issue 2 is a different artist on Shazam, but it was an interesting artist. It wasn't like, oh god, they're taking the good artist off the book after one issue. It was. I almost wonder if Shazam's going to be like a rotating, like all-star, an all-star team of artists kind of thing.
I hope that's baked into the story if that's the case.
It may be. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
No, Terrific's still good fun. Not really much bad to say about it. Obviously, it's still playing all the Fantastic Four tropes, but it's still making me smile. Whenever they bring up Dredd, I'm like, Dr. Dredd. Yeah. So
it's because it's only once a month. If this was double shipped, that you'd
sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and I assume once they're done with this plot, probably 1 or 2 issues time, we'll be away from Dr. Dredd and we'll be on to other things from there.
It's still Eaglesham on issue 2 of Shazam. I wonder if you're thinking variant cover is Samney.
Ah, that's what I think. That's what I read. I read Samney. That's who it was.
Yeah, that's just a variant. Although I'm sure it's going to be an amazing variant. Don't get me wrong.
But
when was the last time Samney did a DC thing?
It's been a while.
I don't know. He does a lot of just for himself, posts on Twitter, a lot of DC stuff.
Yeah, but
actual contracted work, not much.
I feel he did something in that Superman that was in New 52. That was an anthology.
Oh, maybe. Because I remember when we were talking about...
You're thinking about the digital first book. Superman, I think it was called.
Because I remember when we were talking about who could do Shazam, and we had a long time of speculating when a Shazam book would come. I remember Samney being one of the artists we were kind of going, if we could steal them from Marvel, Samney would be great on a Shazam book.
He did one of those issues for Adventures of Superman pretty early on, I think.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're waxing his palms a little bit, greasing his palms. Do we get?
Well, he also worked on Checkmate when he was at DC.
That was a long time ago, though, right?
That was
a long time ago.
I mean, I would not say no to a Samney JSA book, for example. Would be
throw him on Terrifics.
Throw him on Terrifics. Yeah, Terrifics would be fine. All good things. What are we rating this book, though, Matt? What are you giving it?
I'm gonna go with an 8. It's real solid, a lot of fun. I like being right about it being Java. I don't like the twists and turns.
Oh, well done, you.
Yeah, well done, you, Matt. Yes, the most predictable plot turn in the history of plot turns. No, but you say that,
and Aaron had done that in Thor, and I had all the evidence in the world who the Lady Thor was gonna be, and I whiffed. So yeah.
You were too close to it, Matt. You were too close to it. Connor, what are you giving it?
It's a 7 from me. It's just solid fun.
Yeah, I go with an 8. I always dig this book. It's a really good middle book to put in as the halftime in my list, where it's like, there's a nice fun break in the middle before I get back to the series and whatever.